Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be joined today with Secretary of State Steve Hobbs and Representative Charlotte Mena. This morning, Washington and Oregon joined together in a lawsuit to stop the president's illegal and unconstitutional attempt to take over administration of our state election systems. Our case is both narrow in focus and broad in its importance. First and foremost, neither the Constitution nor any federal law gives the president authority to set rules for how states conduct elections. Let me just say that again. The president has no authority to set rules for how states conduct their elections. It is the states that decide how voters are registered. It is the states that decide how ballots are counted. It was Washington that decided to adopt vote by mail, which led to us having one of the highest rates of voting in the nation. Democrats and Republicans in our state have worked together to protect and expand participation in our democracy, and Washington has a robust, safe, and secure voting system. But despite the state's very clear authority to run their own voting systems and the clear success of Washington State's program in particular, the president has once again ignored the law by signing an executive order that would give him control over how the states count ballots, what voting equipment states can use, and how states registered voters, and more. The president's illegal executive order violates multiple parts of the Constitution and federal statutes, and the order makes it harder to vote, erodes public confidence in our elections, and makes it more expensive for states to administer our systems. And most alarming, it would disenfranchise hundreds of thousands of Washington residents. The order is so poorly drafted that any state's voting system could be decertified by the federal government. We will not let this attempt to assert control over our constitutional rights go unchecked. But this case is also about a much broader issue. There have been a lot of objections to actions by President Trump, brought by states' attorneys generals, unions, nonprofit groups, and individuals. But it is hard to imagine a subject where this president has less credibility than he does with elections. When the president loses elections, he creates conspiracy theories to explain his loss. He tears down anyone who dares to object to his evidence-free attacks. He has consistently bullied election workers, pressured election officials, and is always looking to undermine faith in our democracy. He is still lying about his loss in the 2020 presidential election. And now he seems to be flirting with the idea of running for an unconstitutional third-term president of this country. American democracy has long been an inspiration for other countries. It has helped lift more voices into participation in democracy. It has given agency to the oppressed, hope to the weary, and a belief that our society can work for everyone. These American values appear to most people, but they are waning in our country, and they are waning in large part because of the actions of the President of the United States. It is highly important that we fight these efforts and not become numb to tyranny. I'm going to turn it over to Secretary of State Steve Hobbs for further remarks.